Y'all, it's your boy James, and today I'm gonna review this book, The Traitor by Cormorant, for like the third time. This is one of my favorite fantasy novels of the year. It is a political fantasy about a young island girl who, after witnessing what is essentially Europe come over to her island nation and just change it up in some horrible and terrifying ways, she vows to get revenge on the empire that invaded her island from the inside, and she goes through a lot. She goes through a lot. They do a lot to her. They take over her island. They take away one of her parents. She's raised in a poly, I think it's like a polyamorous sort of society. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. And she was raised by two fathers and one mother. One of her parents is a blacksmith, the other one's a shield bearer, and her mother is just a straight up warrior. And so she encounters these new people that invade the island. They try to teach her things. They try to take her people's beliefs away from them. They do all types of crazy, horrifying things that look all too familiar to events that have transpired in our world, in the real world. And in order to destroy them and break them down, she vows to infiltrate their society and infiltrate the mysterious government known as the Masquerade, gain power and destroy it. And so she goes to school. She does very well. She becomes like the head, like one of the head bankers, like the head banker, the top banker in her part section. Her part becomes the economics of it all. Her specialty becomes the economics of it all, and she has to jump through mental, like not just mental loop-de-loops, but physical hurdles she has to overcome. People try to get in her way. People try to use her for their own political gain. People spy on her. People do a whole lot of crazy things to her, and she just has to adapt. But it's very difficult. There are so many rules of the Masquerade that cannot be broken. You have to be be a part of only a two-parent union, and only between a man and a woman. And Beru is queer, so it really makes it hard for her. It makes it really hard for her, and she cannot slip up, because once you slip up, terrible consequences come along, like torture. And man, the way the story is told is brilliant. I mean, it's told in such a way that you really want Beru to win. She's an underdog, but she's an underdog that like understands she has to go to some lengths, some personal lengths, and make some sacrifices in order to move forward in this society. And hell, she's not even sure it's going to work, but she stays so committed to her goal that is admirable, but it's also very sad. You get to see her inner workings. You get to see how it, in her mind, despite her intelligence, despite her being a savant, how hard it is for her to stay focused, because there's so much going on. She has to watch her back at every turn. There's a point where she can't get caught with one of her co-workers in here. She can't get caught with a normal woman, with another woman going into a space, or they will suspect that she is, a lesbian, and they will take horrible measures. There are terrible consequences for that. This book is so good, y'all. Not enough people are talking about it. I highly recommend it. The way that it is written, Seth Dickinson really does some great character work, and really makes you ask so many questions about the Masquerade, about the government, about why they do what they do. He sprinkles in little pieces of mythology here and there, and when you see those little pieces of mythology versus what Beru is taught where she's from, versus her gods, versus the gods of the religion of this new people, this country of just pillagers and destroyers, and a lot of people who don't take second notice of what they're being taught or why. It's such a good book. I highly recommend it. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but the title itself, The Traitor by Cormorant, it is answered in so many different layers. It is such a multi-layered title. It's such a multi-layered book. And I highly recommend it. It's not like crazy high concept. It's not throwing like over the top fantasy terms at you. It's not doing all this other stuff. It is doing something truthfully different. And man, it is just spectacular. Would highly recommend. Pick it up, everybody. Just pick this one up. Do yourself a favor. I'm working on the second one now, and this one had me up at night. Like, Seth Dickinson's pen is amazing. If you like books like the Poppy War, if you like books like the Poppy War, stuff like that, that you want something a little different, check this one out. This has been James. I love reading. You guys have a good one.